Hello everyone and welcome back to From Our Basement Gaming.
Hey everyone.
Connor is just looking something up real quick.
Yes, getting the map up.
Back with part 39 of our Final Fantasy Let's Play.
Yes. Alright, let's heal up because we took a lot of damage earlier because as you can see, we've leveled up.
Yes.
666.
Yes. Sorry.
I'm sick.
Although I don't know if you believe that one source that it's actually 999.
Oh yeah, you're right. It actually might be 999 because of that source in that one movie said that you actually see things in mirror or upside down, so the 666 is actually 999.
But I don't know, that's just one source, so it's hard to say.
Yeah.
It's fine, I don't really believe it anyway, but I still get a little bit meh with 666.
So do I.
But I don't believe it that much. It's just kind of whatever.
Yeah.
Like a kind of a thing where you take a moment, even if you don't quite believe it, if that makes sense.
I'm being attacked by a nightmare. I'll get my coat. Alright.
It's like, you know, when you're like, I don't think I told you guys this, but when I was at Panera, and I can say this because this isn't really sensitive information, but the employee ID they gave me was 13.
13. Oh!
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, great, 13. Yeah,
gotcha.
Just that kind of thing where it wasn't anything serious, but you pause for a moment, and you're like,
Yeah, you sit and think about it and realize, whoa, what's this?
But I have been actively fighting against the believing that number is bad luck. I don't go all the way like some people do to be like, oh, 13 is good luck. No, I'm like, 13 is just a number. That's where I go.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
I'm more apt to think, be in line with the more Chinese and Japanese superstition that 4 is bad luck, but I try not to do that very much either. But it at least makes logical sense because they have a linguistic reason to consider it bad luck.
Yeah.
I at least know where it comes from. I'm not really sure where 13 comes from. I know about the horror movie.
Oh, right.
But, like, I don't know where it comes from before that. Because in order for the horror movie to consider it bad luck, it must have been bad luck before the movie, you know?
Yes, and that's true.
And I don't know. I'd have to look up the origin of it, and I don't really know it. So I don't know if I'll consider it stupid or if I'll consider it to be equivalent to the Chinese reason that 4 is bad luck, which is because the pronunciation is it is not exactly the same, but is extremely similar to their word for death. So that's why there are no floor 4s in China.
You're right.
Much like here, we have a lot of buildings that don't have a 13th floor.
Correct. The 14th floor is actually the 13th floor.
And we met like one of the few Americans, although I think she said she was studying abroad here. So never mind, not American. But we actually met somebody who didn't know that and was very confused and was like, why is there no floor 13? We said superstition.
Pretty much, because that's the only real reason why the 14th floor is actually the 13th floor.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. But on the flip side, in China, 8 is considered a very lucky number because the pronunciation is the same as their word for money or for fortune.
Yeah.
So businesses put as many 8s as possible in their numbers. So if you're ever in China and you're like, oh my god, why do all these businesses have 8s in their numbers? That's why.
I always found that cool, honestly.
Yeah. Sometimes they will go out of their way. I've heard some of them will actually spend money to ensure that they're given numbers with more 8.
Yeah, like, if I remember correctly, that they really wanted to host the 2008 Olympics for that very reason, so that way they could have the good luck with the year ending in 8.
Yeah.
Ooh, boy.
And I know since they function off of the lunar calendar, their year end was different than ours, so... I really want to get a calendar that has the lunar calendar on it. It's like a wish list I want where it would be so awesome. And I'm sure there are some out there that do that. Let me know in the comments if you happen to know about one. Because I'd like one that has both so I could see, today is this day in the solar calendar and it's this day in the lunar calendar. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Because I know it's not just Chinese people. I know
cool.
What a lot of the Jewish holidays too are based on the lunar calendar.
Like Rosh Hashanah. And the lunar calendar dictates when it happens, like why Hanukkah happens on certain days, as does Passover.
Yeah. So I'd like to know about that.
That's right down there. No, not that.
So also, I just find that kind of stuff fascinating, really.
Oh yeah. I'm in Helmont. Oh, good. Okay, so I have a spare. I think I need to go. Where do I need to go from here?
So you're just playing around the Flying Fortress.
Yep.
And fighting some villains. And
yeah, cool that I found that thing has
that did not work.
Yeah, that was lame. That some of the items give magic spells for free.
Yeah. Yes.
Alright, so let's get some electricity going.
Sorry,
that's okay.
Tired. I'm trying to think of what else to talk about because I don't want to. I want to keep things positive.
Yes, we should.
Well, I wouldn't talk about that.
Yes.
Anyway,
we usually don't.
Yes, we want to be positive and loving. We're here for you guys if you need us. That type of thing.
Yes, all of you.
Because we all need some right now. But anyway, what to talk about? Still watching DBZ.
Oh yeah.
Still on that Otherworld arc.
Manticore?
A Manticore.
I feel like I'm walking into the fantasy world of a certain children's show. Let's get the flame mages thing. Yeah. Poison darts.
Wow.
Criminy. Oh boy.
But I need to make that. I need to do that meme generator for. I had an idea for a meme for how I feel teaching those kids, because a lot of them will say what I'm guessing is Gen Alpha slang, where I'm just like, what are you guys talking about? And I'm looking something up because it's gonna bother me now that I'm gonna talk about it.
Let's get some antidote on.
What does it mean? Oh! What? It's from a movie? Oh, okay. Wait. Okay. I officially do not get Gen Alpha. Why would they be quoting a movie from the 90s?
Me neither.
Because I literally... I don't know that movie. I don't know that movie.
Which movie?
The Naked Gun?
The Naked Gun franchise?
The thing that a lot of the kids were saying is apparently...
Earth Medusas?
Oh, that's weird.
That is weird.
But yeah, they were saying a quote from that movie, and I'm like, what? I literally...
Why?
I didn't realize they were quoting a movie. Like, for 2 seconds, I thought they were talking about me, because they kept saying, that's an awfully big mustache. And I'm like, I kept thinking, are they talking about me? I mean, I have a mustache. It's not a big one, but I have a mustache.
So they were talking about the Naked Gun. I don't know which one, because there are 3 of them.
I don't know, but it's part of that franchise.
Yes.
Because I just looked at... Because I'm like, I was at least smart enough to be like, no, this is probably some weird slang or meme thing.
Right.
I had no idea they'd be quoting a 90s movie.
Yeah. Naked Gun 2.5, or Naked Gun 33 1/3.
But,
The movie series.
Those are literally what they're called?
Yes.
Okay. I have no reason to watch this franchise. Because that sounds insane. Okay. But then again, I did hear from somebody that a lot of Gen Z people are getting obsessed with like late 90s and Y2K stuff right now.
Oh, groovy.
So this might have been the parents of this kid. And he was just parroting them. That would also explain why he was the only one saying it and the other kids weren't also saying it.
Yeah, that explains a billion, actually.
The other kids were saying something much more problematic about news that a coworker at Pandera was supposed to tell me what happened, because I've been chronically avoiding the news for a very long time. But then, like, we got busy and he never told me the thing, and I'm kind of afraid to look it up because I have a feeling that the kids really should not be talking about this thing. They shouldn't be joking about it.
I'm gonna say no, they should not.
Yeah, and I can't suggest what it is on here. I mean, I don't know what it is, but if it's what I'm thinking it is, I'll just say kids probably shouldn't be joking about it.
No, they shouldn't.
And it's but I remember when I was in school, although in this case this was when I was in high school, and kids were joking about this inappropriate subject, but I do not expect it from 4th graders. That's even worse. Yeah, so, I mean, I've kind of felt like lately, now I kind of get, like, the people who are more informed about the current generation have been, like, complaining that they're worried that kids are growing up too fast in some respects. And now that I'm, like, teaching some of them online, I kind of see little bits and pieces of what they're talking about. But I don't think it's a case of they're growing up too fast. It's a case of they are being exposed to stuff that's not there in their target age range. And that is the fault of their parents more than anything else. So we really should not be like dunking on the kids.
You really
per
shouldn't,
se.
honestly, because who's the one person that the two people or three that they get a lot out of? It's the parents and their parents' extended family.
And putting in the obligatory not all parents thing here. But yeah, I feel like, for example, in my 4th grade class, one of the 4th grade classes that I am tutoring, one of them dressed up like Deadpool. And I remember thinking, he's kind of young to be into Deadpool.
Yeah.
Both the comics and the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Other than maybe the most recent one, but... because... Here's the thing. I do feel like Avengers is more child-friendly, and the superheroes in Avengers is more child-friendly, and I feel like Deadpool is more for us. It's a satire of superhero stuff, and it's purposely more adult. So yeah, that's just probably the easiest example I can come up with. That's just a case of the parents aren't like, maybe you shouldn't read Deadpool right now or watch Deadpool.
Here, kids, I'm going to read you my comic book of Deadpool.
Right, because I do think that's what it is, especially if the parents are young parents. I feel like they're just like, I am into this, and this is part of my personality, so I want... And it's not always all bad. It's like, I want to share this with my kid. And to an extent, I understand.
So do I.
But, 4th graders, they're what, 9 or 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't... And I understand, yeah, sometimes when we were kids, we were doing, like, into PG-13 stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But Deadpool is not PG-13. That's my problem. Most superhero stuff is PG-13. Deadpool is not. Deadpool, especially if it's the comics, is more R-rated, I feel like. But, anyway. And I'm not saying this kid shouldn't, like, nobody should watch Deadpool. I mean, maybe, to be fair to the parents, maybe they think he's mature enough not to repeat any of the problematic stuff. It's possible. Maybe they are really good about it, and they're like, well, we know Deadpool, and we know our son, and we know our son can handle Deadpool. I mean, it could be.
Yeah.
And I love Deadpool. I'm not dunking on Deadpool, obviously.
Yes.
I really love Deadpool.
I guess I could go straight.
Okay.
Alright.
But yeah. That's just kind of an example that I feel like that, and the kids joking about inappropriate stuff that they really should not be joking about, that I really did not hear. Back in my day, kids were inappropriately joking about it in middle school and high school, and I'm hearing 3rd and 4th graders inappropriately joking about stuff they shouldn't be joking about.
Yeah.
That's
not cool.
Yeah, that's what's concerning to me, because at least in high school,
You're
you're a teenager.
Yeah, you're exposed to a lot more, and really you should know better by the time you're between the ages of 14 and 18 years old.
Yes, and that's exactly my worry. Are these kids at the age where they know better? They know enough of what they should and should not emulate in these shows. That's my concern.
Okay.
And yes, I do feel like there is a individual basis, because it is a case-by-case basis. Some kids are really mature and some aren't. I feel like you know, I don't know. It's just my thing. I'm not a parent, so, and I'm not a sibling, so take what I say with a grain of salt.
Yeah.
But that's just where I'm coming from.
Okay, there's a lot of treasure here, but I guess I could go straight to
And I also question if the kids even understand the joke, because, like,
talk with this guy.
yeah.
You can look out upon the entire world from this window. I wonder what that thing does.
But yeah, like, you think? What was I gonna say? Yeah, individual basis.
Individual basis about...
Some kids are mature enough, some aren't.
Right.
I'm not a parent, take what I say with a grain of salt.
You're not a sibling either.
I'm not a sibling either. Yeah, I'm just retracing what I was saying so I could try to
get
find
to the point.
I'm trying to find my next thought. Ah, yes. I wonder if the kids even understand the jokes that
I
they
do
make.
too.
Like, I can give you an example. And this is just typical kid stuff, I suppose, even if they understand it. But, like, let me do it. You should do your mom. Yeah.
They're doing that already?
Yeah, this was third grade group.
Oh my.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm used to hearing that from middle schoolers, but I don't know. Maybe you guys did that in second or third grade. I don't know. But I'm like, I don't know. I'm a goody two shoes anyway. I was made fun of it in school for being, a good kid. So maybe I'm just too soft. I don't know.
Well, you're polite. You're not a rude person.
Yeah. And I would never even jokingly imply incest. I just, no. Upon the entire world, the four elements are pouring into one location. Okay. It is the temple of chaos at the center of the four altars.
Oh, that's what that is? Whoa.
Ooh.
That's pretty.
It is.
Oh.
Oh.
So... that's a clue, I think.
Okay.
Huh. Couldn't get that on the NES.
Well, no, the cutscenes were added in this version.
Yeah. Let me see where we have to go. Where do we have to go? And my phone stopped charging.
Oh, no.
It's back again.
The NES version probably just showed you the map and, highlighted it or showed a beam, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
The Vampire Lord.
Oh.
Magic.
Lord of Vampire.
Yeah, DS3.
Vampires used to seem kind of cool. I was never really into them, but they at least seemed cool at one time.
Yeah, they were.
Now I'm just like, oh, vampires.
Well, the Princess Miyu is still cool, I think.
Yes, she is a huge exception. If more vampires were like Vampire Princess Miyu, yes, I would like vampires. If you haven't seen that anime, go and watch it. It's from the 90s. There's a TV show that's from the 90s. That's probably the most easily accessible one. But there is also an OVA that I believe was 4 episodes long.
I think you're right.
Was it only 2? I don't remember. Somewhere between 2 and 4 episodes. That was made in the late 80s. I want to say 88 or 89. And it's good. It's good too, but it's not a complete story.
Yes.
go see it. Go watch it. I don't think it's streaming on anything though.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So if you can find it, do watch. It's good. It's literally the only thing I liked about that terrible anime YouTube channel I always complain about that I'm not going to name drop here, is at the very least, they were the only anime channel I've ever watched that talked about Vampire Princess Miyu, and often featured that anime in their top 10 lists. Like they had a top 10 most effed up endings.
I see.
In anime, and Vampire Princess Miyu's ending was on there.
I see.
And I was like, oh. But yeah, if you want to know why I like semi-dark and sad stuff, it's because I was kind of young when I watched Vampire Princess Miyu and loved it. Because the ending is kind of sad, and I suppose you could consider it confusing, but I wasn't particularly confused by it. It's why when we went to that one panel and they were complaining about what was that anime called? Crap, what was that anime they were complaining about the ending of? In the 18 up panel.
What was it?
Yeah, I don't remember either.
It was like it was that one. It was a police detective story with monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was very gory and erotic. But it had a lot of highly symbolic stuff.
Yes.
And they were just like, oh, this is such a WTF thing, and I don't know what's going on, and wow, this is messed up, and they just seemed to be taking...
Pitiful guys.
They were taking a lot of, like, the symbolic stuff literally.
They were.
And and I felt bad, because I'm like, these guys are either our generation or the generation before ours. And
embarrassing.
It is very embarrassing because, you and I both know, anime back then got into the symbolic artsy stuff.
Yeah.
And that's why, by the way, that's a big reason anime is so different now. They barely do that at all. They just kind of have streamlined all anime to just be, like...
safe.
Accessible and safe, exactly. I'm sure there are some exceptions. Don't get angry in the comments. But
yeah, I see you're typing away right now.
But yeah, OVAs are non-existent. Basically OVAs were released directly either to cinema or VHS, etc. They were never on TV, basically. So they didn't have the restrictions of anime that was broadcast on TV. So they could get away with a lot more, and those tended to be more artistic, more mature. They pushed
Dark
on
flan.
Weird. Pushed the envelope a lot more than anime that aired on TV. Now, anime that aired on TV did it too back then from time to time. But yeah, so I was like thinking, man, these dudes don't realize that anime was just like that back then.
Yeah.
They seemed very much like they were judging it by like the standards of today's anime. And also, I think the Western concept of when something's really like, sexual, that it can't also have a deep and compelling story and be artistic, because we have been taught that stuff is trashy. When really you can have stuff that appeals to that audience that has actual depth. Like the anime that I was showing you from the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, why don't they consider this mature rated? You know, why don't they consider this sexual? They just considered it a normal anime, and I'm like, no. No. I know, we're out of time.
Yeah, I was gonna see how far I can get, because I think we're almost at the end of...
Okay. Alright, we'll do a few more minutes then.
Alright.
And then you can try to get to a safe spot.
Yeah.
And I will keep talking because I actually really like this. What I'm
awesome.
talking about.
Good.
Yeah, even the early 2000s still kind of did it.
Yes, they did.
And then it became very rare in the 2010s, and now it's like you barely see it. I feel like, anyway. I know there are some things, and I still like some modern anime, but there is certainly, in terms of what I'm talking about, like the highly symbolic, the artistic stuff, the that's the other thing, pacing. Anime that would purposely move more slowly to create an atmosphere, not just moving slowly because they're bad at writing, like actual purposeful moving slow so that you could really, you know, absorb the atmosphere.
Yeah.
And it was really artistic with directing that was as good, if not better, than a lot of Oscar-winning movies.
Yes.
You know?
I do know.
Which they also clearly didn't get because I think... No, there was a YouTube video we watched where somebody was complaining about the pacing in 1990 anime, and I'm like, no, I've seen... And you know, it's funny because even everybody's favorite anime in the entire world, Neon Genesis Evangelion, has moments of slow pacing that I think everybody conveniently forgot about.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, Neon Genesis Evangelion did it. It did it with an inappropriate joke too, which I'm like,
well done, humans. You've destroyed all but one fiend. Tiamat of Wind.
Here we go.
okay, so we're gonna fight a boss now.
Yeah, that's why I thought we probably should go
Sure.
for it.
Your luck ends here, however. The sky shall be your tomb.
And then we'll save.
Yes.
And we'll be in the last area after that, I believe. That
Yes.
is a pretty dragon.
It is very beautiful
Why
dragon.
is he a villain? He's so pretty. I like his 3 heads, or 4,
5.
5,
Close. Actually, 6.
6, yeah. Sorry, I thought they were tails because they were shadowed. But now I see. I like his 6 heads.
Get the big guns out first.
I will give them that the designs of the enemies are really nice in this remake. But the guy who designed the art for the early Final Fantasy games did really good. I don't know if it's the same dude that did the later Final Fantasy games. I'm thinking probably not, because it really has a different feel than like Final Fantasy VII onward. Because, you know, it kind of got more into, like, looking like art from that time, or looking from kind of, to be honest, like anime from that time, I feel like, is what it was, they were going for by 7. So, but I really do appreciate what little I've seen of, like, the concept artwork of the first 3 Final Fantasy games. It's really nice, really beautiful.
I agree.
So, you know me, I try to be balanced. I try to tell you the stuff I do like too.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm a concept art nerd. I love concept art. Show me all that concept art. I eat it up. I love it. I also have this obsession with scrapped ideas. Never get enough of those. Show me all the scrapped ideas. If your art book doesn't have scrapped ideas, it's sad. It makes me sad.
Yep. Let's see if this works.
So that is something I like about Hyrule Historia, is it does have a lot of the scrapped concept art for the Zelda games. And you know me, you know my imagination. I like to try to come up with theories.
Alright.
And sometimes some of the things they scrap make sense, and then other times you're like, oh, why? You know? And certainly that's the case with anime as well. Although it is much harder to find anime art books with scrapped ideas, I've noticed. But Klomp's Code Geass art book has some of their scrapped ideas. And I literally think Bandai Sunrise was just like looking at it and they're like, yeah, okay, but we're not asking you to make a new Gundam. I literally think that was what they were thinking.
That's most likely the case.
Because some of the scrapped ideas look a little too close to Gundam. And I know they're the same company that did Gundam, but they're probably like, yeah, but we kind of want to make this unique from Gundam.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it makes some things make a little more sense. Like, you know, somebody who's like really into genetics, some of the like scrapped versions of characters made more sense to me. Like Lelouch originally was going to be blonde. And as much as he looks cooler with black hair, I'm like, genetically that makes more sense because like a lot of his siblings have blonde hair. And yeah, his mother had black hair, but a lot of his siblings have blonde hair, so
yeah.
I'm like, yeah. It's not impossible to, you know, to have a black haired child when one of your parents has black hair.
Oh,
in
yeah.
fact, black hair is a dominant trait, but the fact that genetically they were having mostly blonde-haired children, I'm like, the family line must have had tons of the blonde hair allele, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Talking about genetics while you're fighting this beautiful dragon.
I know.
I know. I'm distracting myself because I feel bad for the poor this beautiful creature that, well, yeah, okay, he's evil, I get it, but he's just doing his job.
Oof, Schneisel.
Oh no. Maybe he's doing his job a little too well.
Yeah. Okay, magic. I need to carefully pick.
This is a very long episode. You guys are getting
Yes, you're going to get spoiled. We're spoiling you. This is not the end of the road.
No, it's definitely not. And it's not the final part. Oh, but poor guy.
I feel bad too.
But
For
we did
Bandit,
it.
yes, we did. Unfortunately for Bandit, it was at his expense, but
Yeah. We avenged you, Bandit.
you did not die in vain, my man.
No. Alright. Well, that's the last one.
Yes.
The last crystal. Yay!
We're moving right along. Exclamation point. Green. And
Flash. Yay! Everybody did it.
we did it. Okay, so
What now?
I guess they...
Okay. Oh, okay. It was just, it seemed like it was taking...
The altar of wind, which the power of wind flows forth. And I guess we just teleport out of here, and we will...
hopefully be able to go save.
Yes.
Yep.
Is he... shoot, he's dead, but we'll use a cottage, and we're going to save the game right now. So
Alright, guys.
That is the end of today's episode.
We will head to the next area and the next part. Bye!
Yep.